Howdy, Space Rangers, Captain Phoenix here. Today, as I said, we're doing a backup Ninjago video, sort of. Think of this as sort of a part 2 to my review, where we're still going to be talking about Season 15. So if you remember a while back, after Season 14 came out, I made a video, said Season 15 theories and predictions as to what I think will happen in Season 15. So I thought we might as well look back on that video and see what I got right, see what I got wrong, and clear up some things. There are also some things I forgot to mention in my Season 15 review. For example, I forgot to mention how great of a villain Kalma is. He's definitely one of my more favorite Ninjago villains. I really love his snarky, psychotic attitude where he's so snobbish, which makes sense. He's a prince. Of course he's gonna be snobbish. He's like, get this ghastly person out of my sight. And I really feel like his voice actor really did a great job on him. I love Kalma's voice, so I feel like his voice actor, perfect job. So Kalma, not the best villain, but definitely one of my more favorite villains from not just like the Wild Brain seasons, but like from the whole show in its entirety. Just one of my favorites. So yeah. Anyways, I figured let's look back on my predictions and theories, see which ones I got right, which ones I got wrong, and yeah. Right there. And then whether or not I'm right, well, time will tell. Anyways, this is my Season 15 review. Let's begin. So, what do we know about Season 15 so far? We do know that the show has confirmed a few things. For one, the final battle will be at Bog Towers, because they did say that there will be a battle at Bog Towers. I know I gave... okay, so that was true so far. That was confirmed. It's true. There was an attack on Ninjago City, and the final fight was at Bog Towers. So, it's funny how many final fights are there. Before I actually continue, I know I gave some of my theories. I know I gave already some of these theories in my Season 14 review video, so go check it out if you want to. It's literally the video before this one. So, yeah. Anyway, so we do know that the final battle will be at Bog Towers. Because... Wait, do I do this a lot? Where I review the season and then I do a prediction theory video afterward? That's weird. What's this? That's what they say in the description. There will be an attack on Bog Tower. So you can expect the climax to be there, sort of like Season 12. Another thing that's been confirmed is that Maya is returning. Now, that's... Speaking of which, I also love how in Season 15 we get a scene where Dareth is like with these guys on the tour bus. Yeah, we finally got Dareth in the Wild Brain seasons. Wow, the whole gang is here. Anyway, I like how in Season 15 we get like this scene where Dareth and a bunch of people are like on tour. And then we get to Bog Towers, and then tour guide is like, here's where Unagami attacked, and where the Lightning Ninja Jay fought off Unagami and saved Ninjago. And then Dareth is like, was I there? First of all the things Bog Tower is known for, you just named Prime Empire. What? And then B, Dareth, you haven't even been here since, I think, Season 9, 10, around there? Where have you been? But anyways, less Dareth means better than Ninjago. I'm kidding. Dareth is not too bad. Well, I don't know if I want to continue there because there is a lot of stuff we need to talk about. But we do know that Wajira is going to be the villain. And if it's not Wajira, then we know it's going to be Wajira's followers or, something related to Wajira. But okay, this one is true because we know Kalma is a big Wajira fan. We know that the Merlopians really aren't Wajira fans and that they fought against her in the original battle. But we know Kalma specifically loves Wajira. And since he's the king, he can technically do whatever he wants. So he was the main villain. And Wajira was more of just the monster to be resurrected, the classic story. You do know it's also going to be a water season. That this season will also be Nia focused. This will be Nia season. This is the one where we'll get to see her shine and whatnot. Now that that's all out of the way, that was pretty obvious. Nia season. That one I don't even need to elaborate on it. Official canon stuff is out of the way. Let's dig into the theory. So we do know that Maya is returning. For those who don't know, Maya is Kai and Nia's mom. So Ray and Maya were Kai and Nia's parents. They were the masters of fire and water. And the last time we had seen them was in Season 7. And I'm glad that we get to see more of them in Season 15. I remember, like in Season 7, when I did my rewatch of it, so I could do like my official review for Season 7. I kind of remember Ray and Maya being cool. However, when I saw when I rewatched Season 7, I just saw they were just kind of there. They obviously saw Kai and Nia as their children, but like they didn't really... Okay, long story short, what I was saying is I wanted to see more Kai and Nia in this season, mostly because of the fact that even though I liked them in Season 7, they were more there because of the plot. They acted more like characters made by the plot than actual characters. Like, they kept dumping exposition, they kept saying the most generic things. Like, I liked them enough. I liked their story, and I liked, the whole thing about them. I just wish in season 7 I liked them more as characters, which is why I actually liked them a lot in Seabound. I know a lot of people really did not like Ray and Maya that much in Seabound because they acted more immature, more childish, and I'm like, for me, it kind of fits their character. For one, they were in prison for at least 10 years. They've missed out on so much of their lives that them acting immature seems kind of natural. A. B, I feel like in this season, at the very least, even if they're acting immature or... And so I like how Ray is the chill, is like a laid-back guy. He likes playing video games with Kai. That was really touching. I also like how they said goodbye to each other. They're like, you guys are really saying goodbye while playing video games. It's the last level. What else are we going to do? I'm like, pure perfection. I also like how Maya is like a helicopter parent to Nia. She's like, oh my goodness, let me get this for you, Nia. Oh my goodness, let me get this for you, Nia. Because it makes sense. The last time she saw Nia was like a freaking 2-year-old. So it makes a lot of sense. So I would rather they have immature personalities, or I would rather they have completely different personalities than to those in season 7. Because in season 7, it's like they had no personalities. What I'm saying is, I would rather a bit of substance at the end of the day than no substance at all. So personally, I like Ray and Maya in season 15 over their season 7 selves. Because again, season 7, they just felt more like creations by the plot, unlike season 15 where they actually felt like their own people. Seen more of them, so I am glad that we'll see them for season 15, and I do hope we get to see more of them for season 15. Well, it's confirmed. That'll be a great bonus. So we do know that. So again, not confirmed whether or not Ray will show up, but we do know Maya will show up, and her role apparently is that she's gonna be Nia's master, essentially. Like, I remember I was like super worried about Ray showing up. I'm like, you can't bring Maya and not bring Ray. Like, what's one without the other? So I remember I was very worried Ray wouldn't show up. I understand why they wouldn't put Ray in the descriptions of the episodes, because he really doesn't do much, like Kai and Cole. So I understand why they wouldn't put him in the description. Like, Maya does a lot more in this season. Also, she just checks out halfway. What the heck, guys? Because like I do know we were given the description, already released the description of the first 2 episodes, and we do know from those first 2 episodes that Nia's powers are sort of going crazy, and she can't really control them, essentially. So the ninja turn to Maya. They try and call on Maya for help. And so from what I'm getting, Maya will come in this season to sort of help Nia with her powers, to sort of like train her or help her unlock secrets of her power, maybe overcome them. So we do know that something was going on with Nia. Nia's powers will go out of whack, and we will need Maya's help to sort of come in and help Nia control them. Which is true. Maya is Nia's mentor for a big majority of this season. That's another thing, is that this is a Nia season, yet it also feels very weird. Maybe I'll be wrong, but from what I'm getting of this season, I am getting a lot of season 12, season 13 vibes. For one, there's an attack on Bog Tower. That's something we saw in season 12, which ended up being true, honestly, because if you remember in my review, I said I got a lot of season 1, season 13 vibes. Like, that's what season 15 felt like to me. It felt like the weird love child between season 1 and 13. They look like they're wearing scuba gear, so we do know that the ninja will spend a lot of time underwater, and since they're going to be spending a lot of time underwater, I don't think it would be a stretch to say Nia would unlock the Spinjitzu burst, which is something... Okay, so this is something that bothered me about season 15. While I will, praise time and time again that I love that climax, I kind of do wish Nia unlocks the Spinjitzu burst, because the Spinjitzu burst was something, say, in season 13, where an elemental master can unlock it if they're surrounded by the element. So it kind of bothered me that Nia didn't unlock the Spinjitzu burst. Instead, we have her Nia'd form, where she becomes one with the ocean. I get it, water isn't like the other elements, but it kind of feels a bit like a cop-out or a retcon from the former seasons. Like, would it have killed them to just have Nia do the Spinjitzu burst? I get it, we needed to have some consequences at the end of this season, but I don't know, it just kind of felt like a bit cheap to me, considering we already had it. If Spinjitzu burst came after the Nia'd form, I would understand it. Okay, maybe not, because that would mean like Cole would turn into a mountain or something, but still, it just, I don't know, it seemed a bit off to me. It's not bad, it just seemed like we're kind of getting 3 types of true potentials. We have true potential, we have Spinjitzu burst, we have the Nia'd form, the, what do you call it, true power form, I don't know, and then we have like sort of golden form, I don't know, what, the one where the ninja do the tornado of creation. It's weird, it's weird. We have too many powerful forms. from season 13. We thought once Cole unlocked the Spinjitzu burst in season 13, all the other ninja would unlock theirs individually. However, that hasn't happened since. I grant. Yeah, there was a theory that all the ninja would unlock like their own individual Spinjitzu burst. Since Lloyd is the master of energy, it would seem like he would be around life, sort of. Because I know in the Ninjago movie they said that green represents life or whatever. So maybe like on the island, Lloyd would have unlocked the Spinjitzu burst. Kai would unlock his in a volcano. Or Nia would unlock hers underwater. Like it would sort of be in that systematic order. But it seems like the Spinjitzu burst was like a one and done thing. And the Nia form is very specific, just belongs to one person. Would unlock theirs individually. However, that hasn't happened since. I granted it's only been one season, but it seems that they're kind of abandoning the Spinjitzu burst idea. I don't think. Which is true. So apparently, past me got that right. They were abandoning that sort of plot line there. Yeah, will do her Spinjitzu burst, but she does though. It'll be very weird. It will be cool though. I'll just say it's like very weird because like we never got to see Lloyd do his Spinjitzu burst, yet he was the dude for season 7. Hell, we didn't even get to see Jay do it yet. Season 14 was very lightning centric. Same thing for Lloyd. Since it was an island, I would have thought he did. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I would think that season 14 is more of a Jay Lloyd season because it's very lightning centric. Like the island is in the middle of a storm. Jay should have unlocked his Spinjitzu burst. Same thing for Lloyd. He could have unlocked his. And that's not to say like they wouldn't have done dual seasons. Like we know Ninjago is not unfamiliar with dual seasons. We know they did it with season 7. Because, like, we know season 7 was supposed to be a dual season with Kai and Nia, and season 11 was also supposed to be one with Kai and Zayn, though that failed spectacularly. But we know they're not strangers to dual seasons, so they could have easily made season 14 a dual season with Jay and Lloyd, where they could have both unlocked the Spinjitzu burst. The problem is season 14 was too short, and I think that's definitely one of the reasons why I don't think season 14 is a good season, is because it's way too short for anything real to happen there. Which is why I always wondered whether that was the actual plan, to make season 14 and 15 into one full season, but I don't know. But it will be a bulk tower, and we'll also get the possibly a Spinjitzu burst. Another thing I want to mention is that since we are getting an attack on bulk towers, it's safe to assume that most of the season will take place in Ninjago City, which I don't know, kind of debunks my theory, which I had in my season 14 video, that the ninja will spend most of the season on the island. I figured since season 14 will be called the island, and season 15 is a water season, and a lot of people are calling it sea-bound, I figured the island and the sea were gonna be connected, and I say this because of Wojira. I'll talk about Wojira in a bit, but so that was my original idea, was that the ninja were gonna be on the island because the island sea-bound. It's kind of the same. Like you go from the island into the sea, kind of obvious, right? So I thought that the headquarters was going to be on the island. Apparently that wasn't the case. So Wojira and her stuff, that was like somewhere else entirely, in the freaking Tartarus Trench, I think. And so it kind of just makes sense that, I mean, it doesn't make sense, but like most of the season will be in Ninjago, which it was. It just seemed weird to me that now we went from the island back to Ninjago. Like, what was the point of the island then in the first place? It was like the only existence of the island was to introduce the Storm Amulet. And if you think about it, then the 4-episode structure does make a bit more sense then. Because if all you were going to do is introduce the Storm Amulet, then yeah, might as well just not give it a lot of time. I thought the island and the ocean were going to be connected. So my thoughts, what was going through my head... Imagine, that's why I thought season 15 was going to be called. I thought it was going to be called The Ocean. Turns out it was sea-bound. Again, I don't know if that's the official name. I'm still like a bit unclear about that. But again, if Lego doesn't come out to say anything about it, I'll just call it sea-bound. That season 14 kind of sets the groundwork for season 15. Speaking of which, we've had skybound, we've had sea-bound. What are we gonna have next? Flame-bound, earth-bound. That'll be funny. Rock-bound. So that in season 15, the ninja will use the island as their base, essentially. This is where they'll conduct all their operations. This will be their headquarters. This is where they return to after every adventure. And the sea is where they'll go into the sea and fight some villains and then come back out when they have some information or when they collect an artifact or something like that. I thought the island would be their base of operations, but since we know that there will be an attack on Bulk Tower, that means that this season will most likely take place in Ninjago, so it kind of debunks my island theory, and that kind of clashes in with Wojira as well, because I don't know how they're gonna interconnect that. Because in my mind, what I was thinking was, since season 14 was laying the groundwork for season 15, it would kind of explain season 13. Like season 13, where did the ninja go after they left Shintaro? Boom, season 4.
By the way, that's not explained at all. The ninja, after they left Shintaro, from what I get from season 14, it's like they automatically just went back to Ninjago. So the whole go where the wind takes us, that was bull crap. So ignore that. But yeah, season 14 did lay the groundwork for season 15. So there's really not much to be said there. Obviously, we know they were in Ninjago for most of the season. But I do think I mentioned Wajira around here.
15 comes in, they were on the island. They were on the island the whole time. Problem is, season 14 shows that they did go back to Ninjago. So again, debunking the theory again, and sort of making this thing not very well connected. So let's talk about Wajira real quick, because we did see Wajira at the bottom of the ocean in season 14. We got to see a quick glimpse of her.
I think the reason why I said that the ninja would have used the island as their base of operations was mainly due to the fact that we saw Wajira at the bottom of the ocean. Now, I do remember I mentioned that this could have been anywhere else. Like, this could have just been some editing cleverness. Like, this could have been the editor just being, hey, I'm so sneaky, everyone and nothing. Wajira's under the island. But that's what I thought. I thought Wajira would have been under the island, though I was open to the possibility that she could have been literally anywhere else.
See the amulet on her head. Problem I have with that though is that I don't know whether or not Wajira truly was at the bottom of the ocean for the island, or she was at the bottom of the ocean somewhere else. The show never really tells us where she was. We just see her at the bottom of the ocean. So again, she could be at the bottom of the ocean near Ninjago, or she could be near the island. Again, not fully connecting this well, and it kind of debunks my theory that the ninja were going to stay on the island for season 15 and sort of help the keepers of the amulet fight back Wajira if they needed to. So that theory is out the window.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was now my original idea for what they were gonna do for season 15. Is that the ninja and the keepers were gonna fight back against Wajira and the Merlopians. That wasn't the case. So that's a point against me. So far not doing so well. What the heck?
About Wajira then, since we don't know where she is. Let's talk about her power. My theory on Wajira's power is that she has an amulet on her head. So I'm guessing that that amulet is also connected to the amulet that the keepers have on the island. Again, why I think the ninja should be on the island in season 14, so that the amulet the keepers have will connect to Wajira's amulet. But again,
speaking of which, remember how I said I think Clutch Powers would have made a better villain for season 14 than Ronin? Well, I was half right with that. I understand now why Clutch Powers was there in season 14. It was so he could swap the real amulet with the fake amulet, which makes sense. So I guess having him as the villain wouldn't work well narratively. So I will say that the writing was a bit clever there. I just still do not like Ronin as the villain. So with the whole protecting the amulet thing, it wouldn't have worked because according to the story, they would be even protecting the wrong amulet. So yeah.
We don't know what will happen. Too soon to tell. We don't even have a trailer for the season. But what we do know about Wajira is,
up to now, like, the only trailer we had was like this 30-second promo. That's not even a trailer. It's just saying Ninjago season 15 is out. Again, really, this season was poorly marketed. Like, season 14 was marketed way better, and that was only 4 episodes.
she's a big villain, and what we also know is that she wanted to essentially flood Ninjago or like take over the world or something like that. So what I was able to piece together from what we know about Wajira so far, again, this is just a theory, so take this with a grain of salt. But what happened is, Wajira used to be close to the first Ninjitsu Master, essentially. The first Ninjitsu Master gave her 2 amulets, the amulet of lightning and the amulet of water. Wajira started abusing her powers and wanted to take over Ninjago. So the first Ninjitsu Master defeated her, gave the lightning amulet to the keepers of the amulet, the keepers on the island, and Wajira was able to make off with the water amulet to the bottom of the ocean. And so now, the first Ninjitsu Master put her to sleep for 1,000 years, and then she wakes up when the amulet is disturbed by, well, the ninja in season 14. So since she woke up prematurely, she now wants to get the amulet, and then something bad will happen. So that's my theory, is that the amulet the keepers...
Okay, that was my theory, and I want to say that I am good at this. Either season 15 is really predictable, or I am starting to get really good with analyzing things. But that is essentially the correct, because, well, not all of it, but I got a lot of it right. Well, the first Ninjitsu Master and Wajira were never close. That would never happen. Season 15 makes it a point to say that the elements of water and wind are not connected to the Ninjitsu Master. He does not have control over those 2 elements. So what happened is that the first Ninjitsu Master came to Ninjago and found Wajira already ruling that place, but she was kind of being a tyrant, so he had to fight her. And it wasn't him who separated the amulets, it was the first elemental master, Niad, who separated the amulets. So Niad took the amulets from Wajira, and the first Ninjitsu Master gave the lightning one to the to the keepers, and he gave the water one to the Merlopians. And now that is why we know that Kalma, who is a Merlopian, gave the amulet to Wajira, the water one, and then the whole season was them finding the lightning amulet. Originally, I thought Clutch Powers had disturbed the lightning amulet, and that's what woke Wajira up. So Wajira will be coming to the island, and even though they put the lightning amulet back, it was still disturbed. So that's why Wajira woke up. I thought that was it, but apparently I was really close. So 8 out of 10, not bad.
Have is a lightning amulet. No surprise there, seeing as the keepers are whole lightning centric. And the amulet Wajira has is a water amulet, meaning Wajira is a water elemental, meaning that Wajira, I believe Wajira could have water powers. Is that like, I think what Wajira wanted to do is that she wanted to flood Ninjago. She wanted to cover Ninjago in water. Therefore, she would be able to have access. She'd be able to access Ninjago easily, and she could take.
So far, that's true. What is this, man? So far, that is true. Wajira did have water powers. Well, she has both water and lightning. She can't operate without the other. She needs both amulets. So she has both water and lightning powers. And what's this? And it makes I forgot what I'm saying, but she did want to cover Ninjago in water because she needs to move through water to access it. Even though she has wings, she can't fly.
But Ninjago very easily, seeing as it's full of water. I think Wajira wanted to flood everything, and therefore I think Wajira has water powers. She's a water elemental like Nia, and this would be really unique for season 15 because I don't think we've ever had a ninja fight an elemental master who has powers similar to them. Like we've never seen fire on fire action or lightning on lightning action. We've never seen that before. The closest we got was season 5 with Moro, the elemental master of wind fighting the ninja. And I guess you could say season 4 kind of counts as well with the other elemental masters, but we never really saw one element on the other. So this would be really interesting for Nia.
Okay, here I was being naive because according to the rule of Ninjago, there is no way in hell we can have 2 elemental masters with the same element. I understand what I'm saying with like similar elements like fire and smoke or earth and metal, but like with element on element like water on water, no, that's impossible in the Ninjago universe. I don't know what I was thinking.
And this would be really interesting. Maybe it could be an original to you guys because Ninjago could go in full-on Marvel here, just giving the villain the same powers as the hero. But it's interesting. It's also worth noting that Wajira, from what you can tell from the story, is a she. So that's also pretty cool because Wajira is if Wajira is a female villain, that's very interesting because as far as I can tell, we've only had I think about 1 or 2 female villains from the entire Ninjago lineup. The first one being Asphira, the one that comes to my mind, and the other one being Harumi. That's about it. We've only had 2 female villains. So having Wajira be a full-on season villain, that would be interesting because Harumi, whilst she was the villain, for season 8, we didn't get to see her be a villain for majority of the season, and in season 9, she kind of took a backseat to Gamadon. Asphira was only villain for like half of season 11, so it would be really interesting to see Wajira be a villain for like the...
So this was me being naive and dumb again, where I thought Wajira would be talking, like Wajira would be her own independent person, but really, again, she was just a regular monster. Again, as I mentioned, she's just the Great Devourer, just smaller.
Full season, and we do know that season 15 will be more than 4 episodes, so it'll be great to see more of her development there.
I'm glad that season 15 is 16 episodes. Really, I don't think it should be more or less than that. Ninjago should really just stick to the 16 episode format. If we're comparing this to what they did with Will Film, that would mean that each season is about 8 episodes. So personally, I would be glad if they stuck to the 20 episode format, but I'm still happy that it's even number or whatever, 16 episodes. So like technically season 11 would have been 15 episodes in total, because 30 divided by 2. Season 12 and 13 would have been 8 episodes each. And then season 14 would have been 1 episode, and then 15 is 8 episodes. So yeah, hopefully 16 will also be 16 episodes. I get it, season 16, 16 episodes. Funny.
Assuming she's not just some big monster here to destroy everything like the preeminent. Like the preeminent, even though it's called a she, it's just a big monster.
Which is what happened. Wajira just became a big monster.
So yeah, now that leads me on to my last question: the two amulets with the two powers. I already talked about this theory just now about how the Spinjitzu Master created two amulets. One amulet is the lightning amulet, thus that's the one given to the keepers, and the other one is the water amulet. Now, why I say there are two amulets is because again, at the end of season 4, we're going to take a look at Wojira, and Wojira apparently has like this amulet on her head. It's like maybe it's part of her design, and it's not really an amulet. Like I think maybe it's just part of Wojira's design, and she wanted to put the lightning amulet on her head, just to show, just so it can be there. And then, why she wants the lightning amulet on her head is because the lightning amulet used to be part of Wojira. Like it used to be part of her head.
Okay. To simplify it, the lightning amulet was part of her head. There was a hole for that, but there was also another hole where the water amulet was. That was already on her head. So I was both right and wrong at the same time.
And it's sort of a race to the end to see who can get both amulets fast. It's like a tug of war. The ninja have the lightning one, Wojira has the water one. Whoever gets both amulets will be like super powerful and they'll get to do whatever they want. And that's why Wojira wants the lightning amulet. She needs it so she can like unlock her quote unquote true potential and flood Ninjago, or the ninja need the water amulet to finally put Wojira to sleep for another 1,000 years. But those are just my theories.
Okay, so that one was also kind of right. Except Wojira did need both amulets to reach her full potential. The Melopians just wanted the amulet to wake her up. That was the issue. And for the ninja, yeah, they just want both amulets so that she doesn't wake up. I also feel bad for the Shintarians again because they are guarding a worthless amulet. I hope they find out that it's worthless soon because that will just be embarrassing.
All I got for season 15. Again, not a lot to lead on. Just again, all these theories I have and speculations are very much based on the descriptions we have for the season, what we know so far, and my own personal theories as to the story that goes on here, especially the one I said with the first Ninjitsu Master and Wojira. So again, take these theories with a grain of salt.
Well, apparently that was one hell of a grain of salt then, because I actually got a bunch of these correct. So again, kind of proud of myself for that one. And yeah, so those are all my theories for season 15. I'm proud of myself for getting majority of it right. And yeah, let's see if season 16 will be as predictable or as unpredictable as ever. Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for watching. This has been my sort of part 2 review on season 15, just laying out the things I never let out in the past video, whilst also looking back and seeing how right I was at this. So tell me down below, am I getting better at analyzing this stuff, or are these TV shows becoming more predictable? Let me know down in the comments below. So thank you guys so very much for watching. Like if you like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell to be part of the team. I have been Captain Phoenix. Comment down below what you are, and you know, just help me, come on, make me popular, but whatever. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I have been Captain Phoenix, and with that, I will see you in another universe.